We are back with another review, and today we got a special little treat. I'm going to be doing something I normally don't do on the channel. We're going to be doing a little bit of a food challenge, and I'm going to be reviewing a Funko Pop. So we got a box here from Clark's Toys. So without further ado, let's hop right into this review, and let's see what we got here in the box from Clark's Toys, and maybe that'll give you a little bit of a hint of what we got going on here. So this is definitely a Funko Pop. So what do you think it could be? All right, excellent. It's in good condition too. Very nice. The box was a little bit opened, but that's okay. There's ClarkToys.com. Go check them out over there. And here we got Richard Petty, NASCAR number 2. So we did do Dale Earnhardt. He was number 1. And here is Richard Petty number 2. Here we go. We got the wave 1, 2, all the way to 8. So that, it is a large wave, but I mean, there's so many NASCAR drivers out there. I mean, they're going to have tons of waves, hopefully, if this one, I guess, is successful. It does have a little hologram right here with the QR code and the little serial number there. Totally cool. So Richard Petty, he drove a bunch of cars. He drove for Plymouth. He did Monte Carlo was the car that he was driving when I was a kid, and I watched him race on TV. But he had a really bright orange, almost like construction colored orange Monte Carlo he would drive, and it was really cool. I thought it was a neat car, and he ended up retiring in 1992. So we'll revisit that in a minute, his retiring. But here we go. We got Richard Petty right here. Here is his hat. He's got his sunglasses on. That stash he's famous for. He's got STP on his jacket there. He was sponsored by like GTE, Pepsi. That's another one. We'll get back to the Pepsi. But yeah, really great driver right there. And cool that they made a pop with him too. And the paint app on it is really nice. It would have been cool if that red was that really bright fluorescent like orange. I mean, it was just like, whew, you couldn't turn it off. And it would be neat if they would have done that on this one. That's pretty cool that they did the paint app at least really solid on here too. And you just got some plain driving shoes, pretty cool. And the sunglasses look pretty sharp too, not any paint on the lenses, which is nice. And the paint app on his cowboy hat is real nice as well. So to kind of, oh, he does not come with a stand. He does stand on his own, even though he does have a large cowboy hat. So to commemorate this pop unboxing, we're actually going to be drinking a 30-year-old, well, semi-30-year-old bottle of Pepsi. Now, this Pepsi is something that's actually from my collection. This is a commemorative 1992 fan appreciation tour, Richard Petty's final year as a driver, Pepsi. So we're going to pop it open here, see if it still has some fizz to it. It's been kept in like climate controlled, obviously, its entire life. So, and it would be 30 years here soon, but it's about 28 years old, 29 years old. This bottle probably when it was actually filled and the soda was actually created. So we got that, and what better way to drink it, but we got a 90s Pepsi glass right here. So let's start it off by popping open the top here. It is not a twist off. Now this is right around the time when they actually changed over to doing high fructose corn syrup in their sodas versus just regular sugar. So it even says and or sugar. So the and or, this was right around the teetering point where they started to stop making sugar soda and go straight to corn syrup on all their you know, sweeteners, I guess you could say. So nothing else on the bottle in regards to nutrition facts. So that was something that didn't need to be printed back then either. That started in the 90s as well. But the bottle here is totally sick. This is an old Pepsi long neck bottle. It's a 12-ounce bottle, no refill on there. It has printed. And the bottle was made with originally recycled glass. Now, this is a printed paint bottle, which you can see everything on here is printed. There's the number 43 car. That was his number. So there you go. And there's Richard Petty right there. So let's pop it open and let's see what we got going on. Does it still fizz? Ooh, it still's got fizz. And I'm using my Carbonator Hot Wheels bottle opener here. So this is an actual bottle opener that Hot Wheels released in their Experimotors line. And I ended up gluing a magnet on the bottom. So I just keep this slapped on the side of the fridge for bottle opening purposes. And it works perfectly. Let's give her a little smell. It smells like Pepsi. No joke, smells exactly like fresh Pepsi. Doesn't have skunk smell or anything. It still has fizz. Look at that. Pretty wild. So now that we actually have some out of the bottle there, I didn't see any sediment or anything in this either. I don't know if the fact that its integrity was held up because of the fact of the glass bottle. I mean, the glass bottle might have been like the saving grace for preserving it, but let's give it a try. Okay, it's a bit off. It has a bit of an off taste. It does taste like Pepsi, but it has a bit of an off taste. Can't quite put my finger on what the off taste would. It almost adds like it almost tastes like it has a little bit of a vinegar, a little bit of like a few drops of vinegar added to it. That's the kind of flavor that I'm getting coming out of it beyond the Pepsi taste. It does taste like old school Pepsi though. Let's try it again. Yeah, it's like Pepsi with like just a little bit of vinegar in it, which is bizarre. It tastes bizarre. But at least we're able to review it. This is pretty wild. Drinking a 30-year-old Pepsi for YouTube. Pretty wild. But it didn't taste that bad, to be honest with you. Like, if you found old soda, I would probably gravitate more towards the glass bottles in regards to drinking something without getting sick or hurting yourself inside. I would probably gravitate more towards the glass bottles. This one, again, this has been in my private collection for a long time. I have some soda that I collect too, Crystal Pepsi and such, but this Pepsi bottle right here was kept in climate controlled storage. So, you know, that being said, it probably was preserved better than most, but it still had a little bit of a vinegary taste, a little bit of an off taste. But again, it's been aged almost 30 years, this Pepsi, and it still has that Pepsi flavor, which is very interesting and neat at the same time, because knowing that, I mean, if it was a can, I might not have drank it, to be honest with you. I don't know what kind of things might have leached into the actual fluid at that point, or aluminum might have dissolved into it, or there might be parts of aluminum in there. But because, I mean, even if it had a liner, I mean, maybe the liner got dissolved. Who knows? Do you know what I mean? Who knows what Pepsi or any type of company was doing back in the 90s in regards to liners in their cans. You know what I mean? I know a lot of beer companies were doing that, but who knows if there was one, and if it was dissolved into the fluid at all. So who knows? Anyway, try a glass bottle if you're going to do something like this. You're going to try this 30-year-old or any age, old aged soda. I would definitely try it in a glass bottle first if you have a preference. It wasn't bad. Like I said, it had a little bit of a hint of vinegar to it. But other than that, it just tasted like Pepsi. Pepsi with like maybe a few drops of vinegar added to the entire bottle. And that's probably what I got out of the whole thing. So, but Richard Petty was sponsored by Pepsi, so I figured what better way than pop out this old school Pepsi long neck with the commemorative Richard Petty Fan Appreciation Tour, you know, printed on the side of the bottle. Let's crack it open and let's try it out, because we're definitely going through this NASCAR line. So I'm glad I was able to pick up Richard Petty. Dale Earnhardt was awesome to grab that one too. So super stoked to have that in the collection. So let me know down in the comments below what you think of the 30-year-old Pepsi, the Richard Petty Pop. And yeah, let me know about that down in the comments below. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, subscribe for more, because I do reviews every single day. So be on the lookout for that, and have a great rest of your day.